4 o'clock on this Hump Day Wednesday. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for waking up with us right here on the PIX11 Morning News. I'm Vanessa Freeman.
And I'm Craig Treadway. Let's get the morning started with a look at your weather and your traffic. Alexa Farrell has more on the morning commute for you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden with her radar firing up. Some rain is on the way.
Yes, we got some rain on the way. The question is, how much will we get? Right now, we're looking at the potential for as little as 1/10 of an inch. And then some areas could get over like 1/2 an inch or so. It really does depend on where these cells set up. And as you can see coming in from eastern Pennsylvania, things are pretty dry in our neck of the woods, but we're just tracking these cells right now. Eastern Long Island getting its fair share, just the southern tip of the Twin Forks. Now, this is what it looks like. Our satellite and radar winds out of the northeast. It's going to be quiet right now as far as winds are concerned, but those winds will start to pick up later on today in anticipation of the system. Now, it's kind of been meandering a little bit. It's been cut off from the jet stream, and we refer to that as a cutoff low. Eventually, though, that will start to make its way further north, and that will supply us with some added moisture. Right now, the air is so dry, it's not allowing that to materialize just yet. But we're not out of the woods. In a couple of hours, we do stand the chance of a few showers. With that coastal low, it's really churning up the seas, so we do have a rip current statement. High risk for rip currents, and I know some folks want to just enjoy the last bit of summer that we have left, but do it with caution. Of course, you shouldn't be swimming if there are no lifeguards on duty, and chances are there aren't right now. Temperature-wise, we're in the 50s and 60s. We'll talk about the highs and lows. It's going to be a struggle today. We'll see if it's a struggle to get around town right now with Alexa Farrell.
Next year.
All right,
Very
get
cool.
your tickets now.
Yes, yes. All right, on this Wednesday, we are shifting gears just a bit into some rain. Let's check the weather and traffic.
Yeah, Alexa Farrell is going to be watching the commute as it gets wetter this morning, I'm sure. Meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden, when's this rain coming in?
It's a little bit of a fickle forecast, and I say this because the air is so dry, and this coastal low has been hanging on to the mid-Atlantic coast, but as it continues to move and then high weekends, well, we do stand the chance later on today. And we'll start to see those showers as early as this morning in parts of the tri-state. So coastal low, that's approaching, occasional showers and storms. It's what we're tracking. Winds could potentially gust about 20 to 30 miles per hour in some locations. So you can see, this is what I'm talking about, how fickle that is, right? All this air right here is kind of dry. Winds out of the northeast. You can see the wind particles. These showers are kind of cropping up here. A lot of it you're not going to feel. It's not really reaching the surface, but it is there. But as the air becomes more saturated, it's going to allow for that to materialize and kind of soak the streets a little bit. Now, we're not talking about a super soaker, though. It's going to be enough to be a nuisance, slow you down a bit, and we can't rule out some thunderstorms embedded in the system. So this is what it looks like close to around 9 a.m. Remember this time yesterday, we were like, oh, yeah, around 6 o'clock for sure, you should start to see some showers. Looks like it's kind of been delayed a little bit. If you're in New Jersey, central, southern New Jersey, you have a better chance during the earlier part of the day. But as we head into the afternoon hours, now it looks like things are moving through. This is what it looks like 1:30 in the afternoon, Staten Island, Monmouth County, New Jersey, Somerset, Middlesex County, and then eastern Long Island along the South Shore. Then it starts to fill in by around 4 p.m. So I think you have a better chance of seeing those showers and having those showers slow you down during the evening commute than with the morning commute. And not everybody's getting it. Not everybody's getting it at the same time. So here's what it looks like later on this evening. It starts to wind down by tonight. It's kind of out of here, but because that low is still kind of swirling around, it doesn't want to leave the party just yet. May even see some showers on Thursday. Hit or miss, though. Hit or miss. So about 1/10 of an inch or a little bit more than that. We've come down with the numbers, and it's been kind of teetering up and down a little bit. I still think the consensus is central southern New Jersey, especially coastal areas, will see higher totals based on what we're seeing right now. Here are a look at winds gusting into the teens to 20s near 30 miles per hour. Not a blockbuster event, but still, again, enough to slow you down a bit. Here's what it looks like. 60s all around. Northeast winds picking up. Right now it's light. It'll become breezy later on. Temperatures will be struggling to get to 70. Yeah, there may be a couple spots you'll see 70 degrees, but I think a better chance in the upper 60s. Staying in the 60s overnight, and we'll leave you right here with our 7-day forecast. But I think a better chance in the upper 60s. Staying in the 60s overnight, and we'll leave you right here with our 7-day forecast as far as air quality is concerned. That AQI later on today, though, Some areas will be teetering on the cusp of like 50, 51, that moderate zone highlighted in yellow. Much of the Hudson Valley staying green, a good part of Long Island, including, it looks like eastern Nassau, all of Suffolk staying in the green zone. Everywhere else is yellow. So if you do have respiratory issues, you maybe want to do what you can to keep everything at bay. Allergy report, here's a difference from yesterday. We are low, so a little bit of a break for allergy sufferers out there. Here's a look at your UV index, down to 3. The clouds will dominate. We'll have a look at the rest of your forecast, sending it over to Alexa Farrell.
All right, Stacy-Ann Gooden.
Oh, I'm having flashbacks. All too familiar with that one. All right, so here's what. It's a dry start to your morning. No issues to have to...
The real chill of fall is approaching.
Yep, get those jackets out.
Yep, and boots.
Uh-huh.
All the things.
Because it's interesting, because when temperatures have been dipping like in the 40s and 50s, it's not quite the same as like winter time, 40s and 50s, because of the angle of the sun. Right now, it's expected to be just above the equator as we welcome autumn officially. Oh, no. Yes, it only gets colder from here, guys. But don't you worry. We have some nice warm days left. And right now, though, it looks like the rain is holding off quite a bit. We're tracking a coastal storm. Showers, thunderstorm, possibly later on today. So just factor that in. Although it's not going to be an all-day washout, I would still bring an umbrella just in case. Temperatures a little bit below average by about 5 to 10 degrees or so. We're going to make up for it, though, big time. Here's a look at our satellite and radar quiet conditions. We actually have some breaks in the clouds. If you're in Nassau County, you step outside right now, you look up and it's pretty clear. Western Suffolk as well. And then, you know, eastern end of Long Island, more in the way of cloud cover. It's kind of intermittent right now. And we are anticipating this coastal low to be on the move at some point. This high is actually keeping things at bay. There's another one off to the west. That's kind of, so we're like sandwiched in between two areas of high pressure. That low will eventually be on the move, but what's going to happen is that it's going to be scattered in nature, winds out of the east-northeast. Not everybody's getting it at the same time. If you are in northern Rockland County, southern Orange County at 1:30 in the afternoon, you probably look up and see a little hint of sun there. But then if you're further south, Monmouth County, Ocean County, we have a steady downpour coming down at around that time. And then the same rings true, light to moderate rain around the 5 o'clock hour if you're in Upper Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Eastern Passaic, even Morris County, New Jersey, and then it kind of continues further east along the South Shore. It looks like almost from end to end at that point you get some showers, and it looks on the lighter side. So much of the day will be stuck in the clouds, and then there's a spotty shower or isolated storm that'll come through the area and then clear right out. We were looking at the potential for just unsettled conditions with some lingering showers for your Thursday. It's looking a little bit better, but the clouds will hang around, so it may keep temperatures suppressed a bit. So about 1/10 of an inch, about 1/2 an inch, some areas a little bit more than that. The further south you go, I think the greater chance for those showers to develop and leading to higher totals. As far as wind gusts, we're in the teens and 20s, almost 30 miles per hour. That's the peak. Here we are. This is what it looks like right now. This is what it looks like this afternoon. Almost like pretty much the same range. Here's a look at your 7-day.
6:30 on this Wednesday. Yesterday, I feel like we had the same thing. We have this this dance with the clouds and the sun and the skyline. And today,
I was waiting for
very
some of
pretty.
the rain to hit where I was last night. I didn't see any, but I'm sure I'm going to see some tonight.
Yeah, you're going to get it.
I didn't see any rain. But it's true.
It's about having to put those raincoats on the dog.
Oh, the dog.
Yeah,
I have to chase. Listen, Linus hates him. I have to actually chase him.
But
You got lucky yesterday.
Yeah.
You won't get lucky today.
Well, it's interesting because yesterday around this time, I was like, oh, it's going to be raining. And then I woke up this morning, I was just like, wait a second, what happened? Like, what happened to all that rain that's supposed to come? But yeah, it's that kind of situation where it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky only because of how this low is developing, where this high is positioned, and the fact that it's kind of been like cut off from everything. Just figure being cut off from a population or something, you're sitting by yourself. This is that low pressure system. It's a kid sitting at the lunch table by himself, right? And then you have the high and you have everything else around it kind of like doing their own thing, like partying it up together. So eventually this area of low pressure will be on the move. It'll sort of like join the party and enter into this space where it'll bring along the potential for showers and storms. Right now, it looks really scattered. Not everybody's getting it. Not everybody's getting it at the same time. But I tell you what it's doing. It's churning up those seas, 3 to 5 foot waves, high risk for rip currents. I mean, hey, if you have the day off, you're trying to get to the beach, just a heads up, especially surfers. They love this kind of stuff. So right now, temperature-wise, we're in the 60s all around Nassau, Suffolk County. If you are in Manhattan, temperature's still in the 60s. We did dip a couple of degrees or so since we began our broadcast. We're at 60 now. White Plains, a little cooler north and west. And you'll find that temperatures will stay right in that pocket. We'll be in the 60s throughout. And some areas may get to around 70. Winds are fairly light breeze happening. And there's a look at the rest of the day. Yeah, the clouds are dominating. We'll send it over to Alexa Farrell.
All right, Stacy-Ann.
Now, let's take a look outside on this Hump Day Wednesday. Alexa Farrell watching our commutes, and meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden has our forecast.
All right, the forecast is looking a little bit better. Dare I say brighter? All right, well, there are some little time for these showers to materialize. We're not completely out of the woods just yet, though. Hang tight. There's still going to be a chance of a shower or two later on. It'll be occasional, if anything, as the air becomes saturated. That offers up a good chance of those showers entering the scene here. Here's a look at where we are, 50s and 60s. It's a nice, comfortable start to the day. All you need is a light sweater or a jacket, or do without. You should be okay. I mean, I didn't need one this morning. If you're in around the city, it does feel a little bit nicer, comfortable. And by this afternoon, we may even have to adjust temperature readings based on what we're seeing and the changes that are happening. Right now, we're seeing some breaks in the clouds may heat things up a little bit, so we do have a good chance of making a 70-degree reading, like say in Chinatown, good chance of that, 71 degrees, Bushwick 70 degrees there, 69 Fordham. If the clouds decide, hey, we want to stick around a little bit longer and the rain moves in a little bit earlier, we'll be hard-pressed to find those 70-degree readings. So overnight, we're back down into the 60s. Either way, we're going to stay in this pocket. Figure 60s and then low 70s. That's the range that we anticipate throughout the day. Overnight will be a little bit cooler. And here's a look ahead as that system eventually heads further north and then moves out to sea. We can get grays with some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm. And then we heat up as we head into Friday. And what happens is a cold front then follows, and that's going to eventually bring those temperatures down again. Look at how it sags. It's going to allow for that high pressure system to come into focus for your Saturday and Sunday. And you know what that means? Along with sunshine, we'll have cooler conditions. And we welcome the autumnal equinox officially. 2:19 p.m. That's when fall officially arrives. Of course, the sun will be directly over the equator, so we'll have equal amount of daylight in the nighttime hours. So something to look forward to, and it's going to begin on a pretty nice note. We're also tracking the tropics, and things are heating up. Now we have Tropical Depression 7. We have another system behind it that can mean, Gabrielle Umberto. Let's take a look now. 7-day forecast, heating up and then cooling off again, but it looks like a warm one next week. It's a little less wet, more cloudy to start, and then clearing out thereafter. About 1/10 of an inch. I know it's not really that impressive, but the further south you go, greater chance, a little over 1/2 inch, possibly in Belmar, and our winds gusting into the 20s and 30s. Afternoon temperatures, before we get there, I wanted to show you this, right? Because there's not really much of a difference. We'll be in the 60s throughout. Some areas make it to 70. Overnight, back down into the 60s. It's going to be nice. It's going to be comfortable. And, of course, heading off, drop-off time here, 64 degrees. Afternoon will be at around 66, so staying in the 60-degree range. Kids may not need the extra layers necessarily, but we'll need the rain gear. Trying to get to the 7-day forecast. We'll have that for you coming up. We'll send it over to Alexa.
With us here on the PIX11 Morning News. Today is Wednesday, September 17th. I'm Hazel Sanchez.
Yeah, I'm Dan Manarino. Hopefully your day's off to a great start. I can't believe we're talking about the sunsets and everything.
I know,
I'm thinking, when you set everything, it just becomes so depressing when it's so dark out early.
You made me depressed when you mentioned setting the clocks back.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
But then the leaves change, and it's beautiful.
It's nice.
And you get your
gorgeous.
apple cider donuts.
That's right. I can't wait. I know.
and the holidays.
That's right. I'm on the hunt for gluten-free apple cider donuts.
Oh.
If anybody knows a hot take, send me a message, okay?
Do they have to be freshly made?
No.
Okay.
It'd be better if they were.
You got us like the vegan ones a couple of years ago.
Those were like cardboard.
Oh,
No
but they
offense.
were good. They were good now. Take her apple picking and you want to know something? Maybe you can make your own.
Yes.
That'll be a fun event.
You're planting your lungs.
Sounds great. We'll have a whole weekend rolling out dough. What's happening?
We have a lot of changes, a lot going on in the weather departments, as is usually the case, right? Because you probably thought you'd wake up to a deluge of heavy downpours, and you're like, what? Didn't Stacy-Ann say it was going to rain all hard in the morning? And look at it. It's like clouds and a area of sunshine and blue sky out there. Yeah, things have been a little bit tricky, fickled, if you will, and that's because of that area of low pressure. It's kind of stubborn. It'll be on the move, though. It's just been meandering, sitting pretty right there in Virginia. They're getting hit with the showers right now. We still can't rule out showers and thunderstorms later on. It'll just be occasional, kind of scattered widely so not everybody's getting it. Not everybody's getting it at the same time. Just a heads up there. Rip current risk is pretty high up and down the coast, as you can see there in New Jersey, along the south-facing shores of Long Island as well. Here's a look at your temperature readings, 50s and 60s across northeastern New Jersey, across the tri-state. We're going to stay there. We may see temperatures go up a little bit. We may even have to adjust depending on how things go. With the winds out of the northeast, it's much cooler air. However, we may have more in the way of sunshine. Here, a look at wind speeds. We'll send it over to Alexa Faust to see how we're doing with traffic.
Hey, Stacy.
Everything's expensive.
But we have a lot of streaming services for sports in our house, so we don't miss a game. All right, it's 7:47. Let's get another check outside your weather and traffic.
There are so many streaming services for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
If you want to watch this show, if you want to watch that show.
I know.
It's a lot.
And sometimes you sign up for a streaming service just for one show.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're like, I'm paying all this money for
That was me. That was me in Power when Power came out.
That was a good one.
And the morning show, that was another one on Apple TV.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, I can go on for days. All right, thank you so much, guys. Well, taking a look. Speaking of sports, the Mets, they're playing San Diego Padres later on this evening, I should say. 67 degrees. Now, it looks okay, but you never know. Things may change. But right now, looks like they'll get this game in just fine. But you can always bring an umbrella just to play safe, or a poncho in this case. But I think for the most part, it looks like we are okay. This rain event that we are getting, or do I even say rain event at this point? It looks like it's going to be scattered. It is a rain event. It's a coastal low that we're tracking. It's still in our forecast, but the question is, how much of it will we stand to get? Right now, it looks like very little. I don't know what happened there. It's trigger happy here. Temperatures right now, we're in the 60s, 50s north and west of the city. So it is a pretty cool start north and west, milder if you're in the city or even Long Island. This afternoon, 68 degrees, cool and breezy, shower. Can't rule out a thunderstorm. And then we anticipate temperatures staying in that pocket. Let's take a look at overnight. Harlem, 65, a pair of sixes, Chinatown, a little cooler, Bushwick, still nice, comfortable. Don't necessarily need a jacket, maybe a rain jacket or, something to just cover up from the rain. But for the most part, it's really hit or miss. Not a lot of folks will get much in the way of rain. Either way, bring the umbrella just to play it safe. There's that low pressure system. It'll eventually try to sneak further north before moving out to sea with that high. It's going to follow it along. It's helping to steer it. It's like, come with me. We're going out into the Atlantic. Now, this cold front, that's going to sag further south. That's on your Friday night. So after highs in the 80s on Friday, you can anticipate highs more like in the 70s, low 70s at that, Saturday and Sunday. And of course, the autumnal equinox, we have it beginning 2:19 p.m. The sun will be just above the equator. Let me step out of the way here. So we'll have equal amount of daylight and nighttime hours. Let's jump over to the 7-day forecast. There you have it, guys. It's going to be a really nice finish to the week, into the weekend, a great start for fall. We'll send it over to Alexa.
This PIX11 serve.
Afternoon, greater chance for those showers. Remember, it's going to be widespread, well, actually not widespread necessarily, but scattered in nature. We'll talk more about that coming up. We'll send it over to Alexa Farrell.
All right.
Very nice. That's Katia Lindor, the wife of Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor. You saw how excited he was there, playing the national anthem on the violin before last night's game at Citi Field. It was all to kick off the Mets celebration of Hispanic Heritage Night.
Oh, look how cute. The kids are so proud, and Mommy, too. That's adorable. Their daughter, Kalina, got to shout, "Play ball," to get the game started. What a fun family event. So last night, it was also announced Francisco Lindor would be the Mets' 2020.
And Marisol Castro, who was there announcing last night for the kickoff of Hispanic Heritage there.
Awesome.
First Latina to ever announce a game in America. First woman for the Mets organization.
It's awesome.
Incredible.
Good for her.
Trailblazer.
She sure is.
I remember when she debuted. I think it was like, don't quote me, 2018 or something?
Yeah.
When she first started?
Yeah.
So she's been,
Oh, yeah.
strong. All right.
Laying the foundation.
That's
for
right.
many down the road, hopefully.
And inspiration for so many. All right, thank you so much, guys. All right, I know you guys are waiting for this rain to come, and like, when is it coming? All right, so the morning commute ended up being okay. So we're doing all right. We got another, less than an hour left of the AM commute, but we are not through. Still have the afternoon, the evening to get through. So what's going to happen here? I think the bulk of the heavier or the most amount of rain that we'll probably get around this area will be points south of the city. Still a threat nonetheless. This high has been kind of stubborn to leave the scene. And it's not right now. Eventually, though, as it pushes further east, away from here, so with that low pressure piece of energy will go along with it in the Atlantic. But in the meantime, still that threat throughout the day, throughout the afternoon, evening hours, that threat does increase. It's not going to be widespread, blockbuster type of rain, but it may be enough to slow you down. There may even be some rumbles of thunder, although the instability isn't mounting necessarily. So something that we're going to be watching. The game, by the way, should be okay this evening. No issues whatsoever. Maybe a spot shower. It'll be quick, if anything. And then it looks like Thursday is shaping up brighter than ever. As a matter of fact, we may adjust those highs coming up for tomorrow, because it looks like wall-to-wall sunshine for Nassau, Suffolk. Even in the city, a good amount of sunshine there as well, maybe heat things up. Here's a look at your rainfall amounts. We're looking at close to 1/4 of an inch in the city, a little bit more than that in Islip, more like a 1/2 inch or so. Parts of New Jersey, maybe a little bit more further south. Places like Mercer County, kind of outside of our coverage area, but you get my drift. Monmouth, Ocean counties will bear the brunt of the heavier or higher totals. Winds gusting into the teens, 20s, near 30 miles per hour, especially as the system moves out into the Atlantic. You may notice a little bit of that jolt of energy. Here's a look. Temperature-wise, we're in the 60s, still in the 60s, maybe even low 70s if we're lucky. And then overnight, we're back down into the 60s, staying in that pocket with plenty of cloud cover. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Temperatures climbing. Figure upper 70s, low 80s for tomorrow, 80s for your Friday. Once that cold front comes through, it's a little bit of a dip Saturday, Sunday, but still nice. Go out apple picking.
51 right now. Let's get another check on the forecast. Meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you are planning to head to the game today, rest assured it's going to be okay. And I say this kind of with a grain of salt. Okay, so here's the deal. We've been waiting on this low pressure system to move north. It's taken some time, but the threat is still there for some showers. But I still think we'll get this game in because it's not going to be a widespread event. So first pitch getting underway just past 7 o'clock this evening. Winds out of the northeast, and that's part of the reason why things are kind of on the drier side. The wind direction has a lot to do with it. We have the high that's positioned just right to kind of keep things at bay here. And when I say things at bay, I'm talking about this area of low pressure. It's like stuck in that position, meandering. It did shift a little bit over the course of the last several days, but right now it's just bringing a whole lot of rain in Virginia, Delmarva Peninsula. That's kind of where we're at right now, just offshore. Eventually, it'll nudge further north, and then it will drift further east, away from us, into the Atlantic. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. I'd still bring the umbrella just in case, because things change moment to moment. As more saturation, as the air becomes saturated, then there is a better chance for those showers to develop. Here's a look at where we are right now. Upper 60s, low 70s. I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few more 70s in the mix. And then we've been talking about sunset time, the last 7 p.m. sunset until March 12th. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Make those plans, although it's not expected to be